Hey, Shalom Yahal by Hashem Yahushai. Broke a thumb to the brother. Shalom Yahal Shamar. Ilathah by Hashem Yahushai to the sisters. This is the ISUPK, start on 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohanan. And this is the Tuesday Brotherhood class out here in Las Vegas. You understand? I'm Precinct Officer 500, Rock. And today's class topic that we'll be going over is, as the title says, Brotherhood is a Commandment. You understand? It is the Tuesday Brotherhood class, so it is important for us to go over Brotherhood scriptures. You understand? Before we get into the actual topic, I'm just going to ask that everybody does their part to make sure that they like and share the class. You understand? No, we changed it. It's Las Vegas Israelites on the YouTube, and then on the Facebook is ISUPK Las Vegas. You understand? If you're not already doing so with both platforms, make sure that you subscribe and follow both of the Facebook and YouTube accounts so y'all can stay up to date on all of our interviews, all of our classes. You understand? And of course, anything that's ISUPK, you should be following, right? If there's anybody that's online that has any questions, feel free to post them in the chat, and I will answer them to the best of my ability scripturally. If I'm unable to do so myself, I will take that question to a mightier man than myself and get that question for you answered. You understand? We're not like the Christian church where we're going to tell you a bunch of sweet, meaningless nothings to make you feel good or anything like that. You understand? We deal with nothing but the truth. All right. And if I don't know, I know I can at least get the answer for you. You understand? Just give me 1 second to make sure that I do my part with liking and sharing, and then we'll get into this class. But of course, we'll start off with the questions. Doggone it. I swear I hate phones. I hate technology. All right, get back to my notes real quick so I can at least let you know where we're starting. We're going to start at the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1, just so y'all know. All right. Oh, I forgot to do that. So lucky. Are there any questions in the class?
Come.
All right, most high Christ. All right, there we go. Make sure I commented myself. Did I like this shit? Yep, I liked it. All right. You said you had a question?
Come.
All right, shoot.
I just wanted a better understanding on the head covering.
The head covering, okay.
In 1 Corinthians 11.
All right. Let me get there, Richie. Oh, wow, that's not good. You go ahead and read it.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11, and verse number 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head. But every woman that prayed and prophesied with her head uncovered dishonored her head, for that is even all one as if she were shaven. Now,
here, scoot this back, like kind of into the left, and then point down the light a little bit too. Salaki. That way I'm not talking to a light, yeah. And then point it up a little bit. Right there. All right. So what exactly is your question with this?
So I just want to make sure that, because somebody once told me that this meant that starting in verse 3, how it shows who the head is. By dishonoring your head is basically, our head is Christ. So if we break the law, statutes, and commandments, there's no point of praying and prophesying if you're doing that. But they said it's okay to have a covering when you do it. So I just want to make sure that I'm not in the wrong.
Okay, first, your war crown is upside down, just so you know. But okay, so repeat that again for me. One more again, Salaki. So somebody told you what again?
That dishonoring your head by praying and prophesying doesn't mean that you don't have to take off your hat. It means that you're breaking the law, statutes, and commandments, and that's how you dishonor your head by praying and prophesying.
No, this is literal. You see. Okay, so it's just like my war crown, for example, right? It's open. Your war crown is open, right? The brothers who wear mitris, like Officer Shalimar, it's a mitri because in the center is it's open. It's not like a turban where it's closed. It's enclosed, right? That's because we're not. It's not part of our culture. It's not our way to cover our heads, especially when we are prophesying. You understand? So yeah, that's actually a literal thing. And the same thing with women. Whenever you whenever the book is being open, it's being read from, you'll see some sisters, if they don't have a head covering, they'll do this to cover their head. And then of course, but normally they'll have a wrap on, right? So damn, I forgot there was something else that I was gonna say, and it just came and went twice. That's the stupid part. But when you got to think, so it says that when we do cover our head, though, like you are dishonoring, Yahweh, we're dishonoring the Most High, because that's what I was gonna say. We leave it open because Yahweh is gonna do what? What exactly is being left uncovered of your head? That's the question. And this will kind of help you better understand. It's the crown of your head. Now, what is Yahweh promise that he's going to do when he returns? He's going to put a crown on your head. So you're not to cover that. You don't crown yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. And then, of course, secondly, which is the most important thing, is the Most High said not to do it. So you don't effing do it. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? And then, of course, with the sisters, like he said not to do it. Cover your goddamn head. That's it. Simple as that, right? Anything else?
Yeah. So I just want to, I want to understand, what is brotherhood?
Oh, you came to the right class. Came to the right class. We're going to go over that. That's literally the topic. So that's cheating. You still owe me a question. You got any more questions? All right. So let's answer your question then. So first and foremost, like I said, we're going to start off at the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Right? This right here, this verse in particular is something that anybody that's outside of the ISUPK, the individualites, anybody that's in those fake Israelite camps, you understand, none of them actually understand this verse. Now, why? Now, we're going to read the verse, and then I want you to tell me why I said what I just said. Right? So go ahead and read that when you got it, my book shop.
It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse number 1.
Gather
yourselves together. Yeah, gather together, O nation not desired.
Okay, so now who is this talking about? Yashar, Israel, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and indigenous peoples, right? So what is being commanded?
That we gather together.
So we all gathered together. So and we kind of went over this. Was it last class that I broke it down, or was it the class before with Moses and the other fake camps, dealing with like the fake camps? Or was the last two classes actually? Yeah, that's right. So You know what I'm saying? Like, this has basically been a ongoing, how would you say, an ongoing spirit that Israel was commanded to have, for us all to be unified and all of us to be one, unified with ourselves, no division within Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or indigenous people, Salakia, where we come together, because quite frankly, we're the nation that is that's undesired. We need to prefer our own, right? So now let's go back to that question that I originally asked before you read the scripture. Why did I say what I said? Why is it that I say that all of these other fake camps, the churches, nobody except for the ISUPK, nobody understands what this scripture says, even though that they love to bring it out, though. They'll bring it out. But how do you know that they don't understand this scripture?
Because they don't gather themselves together. They don't.
Okay, but you got the Lavender boys. They got a whole school. So how can you say that? Oh, you thought it was just gonna be easy, huh? Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ, sir. Good to see you in the class, sir.
They're all separated, though. Like, everybody's separated. It's, even though they have their own class or school, whatever you want to call it, they're still, you got these people here, these people here, these people here, and they really not gathering together.
But I mean, they're gathering together for Passover. They have their classes. I mean, so are you saying that? So by your logic, are we divided from ISUPK Southern California and Northern California? Are we divided from ISUPK Killeen? Are we divided from ISUPK Chicago? Aren't we divided because we're not gathered together?
I say all of that because we still show up like as commanded for like Passover and stuff like that, where we come together on those important feast days. And as should the rest of these fake Israelite camps, they should be coming to that Passover. They shouldn't be having all their own Passovers. Okay, so like you're right there with what I want you to say. You're right around the corner with what I want you to say, right? And what I want you to say is that we're all supposed to gather together under one banner. You understand? Which now, do you know what that banner is in particular? What? Yeah, I'm gonna leave the question there because I don't want to give it away. Do you know what that banner is that we're all supposed to gather under? How would I put it? Let me think how I want to put it. Because I want you to figure, like learn it for yourself, like by figuring it out without me telling you. So, okay, we'll say the symbol, the insignia for Israel is what? Now, even though that has been bastardized, it's been bastardized by the other nations, right? Hell, you even have. We'll leave it at that. There's a certain insignia that we have, a certain symbol that represents our nation, because it was one of our kings. It was his insignia. The shield.
The Magan Dawadah, right? The shield of David, right? That shield represents Yasha'Allah, of which Yahushua sits on that. He sits on that, his father's throne, which his father's throne had the Magan Dawadah. You understand? We're all supposed to be under that banner, right? But you got all these other, fake Israelites where, they got the, the menorah, and, they want to use the stones, they want to do this, that, and the other. You understand? We're supposed to be under the banner of our king. You understand? Which our king, Yahushua Mashiach, in the Hebrew, or as the world ignorantly, as the world ignorantly knows him as in English, Jesus Christ, he sits on the throne of his father, King David. For us to be all unified, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and indigenous peoples, the 12 tribes of Israel, for us to be unified with, with ourselves, with our nation, right? So now, of course, you want to understand, you had asked the question, like, what exactly is brotherhood, right? That's what you said, right? So how would you get brotherhood out of this, out of all of us coming together?
It would definitely make it easy on all of the brothers.
How so?
If we all came together like we're supposed to, we can literally have our own everything.
Okay, so we can have our own everything. I mean, that's an excellent point. But I mean, are you saying that as in like we shouldn't be doing business with the other nations at all?
Oh no. It'd just be easier for us to,
you're saying just simply economically then. Right. We'd have our own economic, our own dollar circulating within ourselves for our own wealth and prosperity. Okay. Well, give me another example of why this verse is,
I notice when I read the Lord, when He sees all of us come together and actually cry out to Him,
mm-hmm.
He hears, us.
All right. No, that's an excellent point. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
And because we're so separated the way we are, and we're not under that one banner,
mm-hmm.
that's probably why we're going to continue to be living in this captivity until we get it right.
I wouldn't necessarily say that last part, because just off of the fact that, we're naturally going to be few in number. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's part of the reason why those Lavender lads will never be successful. In fact, they're on their own downward spiral of, falling apart in itself. And they try to say that that's not true because, they have so many numbers. But what did the Most High even told us? What did the Most High command us to do in the first place? With when we go to war, one of the reasons why King David was punished. What did the Most High command us not to do?
He was punished for counting the numbers.
You're not supposed to number yourself. Who gives a damn? Because what was it? I think it was in Joshua, I believe. Don't hold me to it, but just kind of paraphrasing the story, giving y'all cliff notes of the story. It's similar to how Israel was afraid to go to battle with the other nations because we're few and they're many. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then the Lord just said, man, give me the real ones. Right. Give me the real ones. And then had them slaughter all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not about how many numbers that you have, but what is it about?
Trusting in
God. Okay, yeah, you're right. Trusting in the Most High, obeying the Most High, but what else? Think about the topic of the class. That's the verse. I said the topic of the class.
Brotherhood.
It's the brotherhood, man. If you put brotherhood before your fears, before your problems, we'll just leave it at problems. What really do you think can defeat you when your God is on your side and you have brotherhood? You put the Most High God first. Then what's the second greatest commandment?
Love your brother.
Love your brotherhood. Right? So you got both the boxes checked. What real problems do you really have? You understand? What real issues are you really going to have? What do you have to fear? Aside from the Father, you fear the Father, and that's it. Aside from that, I mean, you see how he'll literally stop the sun in the sky so that you can just massacre people. For you. All because you did what? You obeyed the Most High and what?
And brotherhood.
Obeyed the Most High. It kept the brotherhood. You understand? When you gather yourself together when we gather ourselves together, we are obeying the Most High. But how does the brotherhood come out of that, though? There's something else in particular I want you to say. I was about to give you the answer, but I want you to figure it out for yourself, though. There's something in particular, and you're basically like right in the ballpark too when you were saying, we would we'd have our own businesses. That's an economic thing, because now we're circulating our dollar more so within ourselves before we allow it to leave, right? What else though? That's in the ballpark, but there's something in particular. And it's part of what the Most High wants us to do in the first place. It's one of the, and this is my last hint, it's one of the biggest plagues in our nation. Don't think too deep into that, but it is a plague. It makes us, when we gather together, right? It makes us prefer our own. What this is right here is telling us is to prefer each other. Come together and prefer one another over the other nations. Where's that plague I was talking about?
The evil eye.
Huh?
The evil eye. Because we have that evil eye towards each other.
I mean, yeah, that's a plague in itself, but more in particular, because mind you, like I said, I'm always going to say this. Whenever I ask questions, I'm a dumb Christian. Lay it out flat, right? Because I mean, you are right, but you also got to think that this class is also for those that's viewing online as well. So we got to keep it flat. We got to keep it flat. So Salakia, man. My damn tongue is all twisted up today. So Salakia. But we prefer, it makes us prefer our own. So when we're preferring our own, what are we not doing? We're not putting the other nations over us. We're not loving them over our own. That right there that's one of the biggest plagues that is ruining the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and indigenous peoples. It's ruining us. It has us ruined. That's what's keeping us in our state, that in the position that we are in. Like to your point earlier, when we, when anytime, throughout the Bible, whenever we actually gather ourselves together and then cried out to the Most High heard us. But of course, he's not going to hear us while we're scattered, amok, because in the midst of us being scattered, we're also preferring we're preferring the other nations. You understand? And if I may, that's why the ISUPK is so doggone important. Because not only are we a place for our people to gather at, or Salakia, the place for our people to gather at, under the banner we're supposed to be under, you understand? We also teach you how to actually prefer your own. Because you know what? To be quite frank, it is something that you have to learn, because you have to think about how a lot of us was raised up. Now, of course, I'm speaking in generalized terms, right? Because not everybody has the same story, right? Not everybody goes through the same thing, but there's some brothers out there that was raised by their mother and or father and was taught to hate their own people because their mother hated their father and took it out on that son. You understand? Or the mother hated her daughter so much that she taught her daughter to hate black women, to hate other women, or so like other black women. And then, of course, because her daddy ain't shit, she's also teaching her to hate black men. You understand? That type of love and compassion, it starts in the home. And quite frankly, the ISUPK and Commandment Junior Hana is home of the truth. You understand? This is home. This is home where you learn the truth. You learn the truth of who you are, who you should love, who is your enemies, hell, your culture, your history. This is home. You understand? So if our parent, or if your parents had failed you in that area at home, of course we don't, but you should not blame them. All right, because you got to understand that what they came from, and then what their parents came from. You know, we're the children of slaves. We're the children of oppression. You understand? It's important for us to understand that, so that we can forgive them, like, and understand that, you know what, I can't hold this against you. It's not your fault. Now, the enemies of which have been oppressing us, dividing us even from within the home, that's who you blame. But you relearn how to be who you're supposed to be here in the ISUPK under Commander General Yohana. You understand? That's why we have these classes. You understand what I'm saying? That's why, hell, we keep the commandments. We follow the commandments. So then not only do you sit in the classes to learn about who you are in these scriptures and how to understand and, you know, woo, but you actually get an opportunity to see this in firsthand, in person. Salakia. You understand? Come to one of our feast days. Matter of fact, come to just a barbecue, something that's not even commanded of us to do. We just function with each other because, God damn it, I can't wait just once a year to see my boy Parak out there in Arizona. I can't. I need more. Like, that's my boy. That's my nigga. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, there's numerous other brothers. You know, Kahan Gabor out there in Texas. That's my nigga. Why wait only just until, you know, the Lord's Passover when I go to the Texas cookout? Or he'll come out here and function like he came out here to function when we just had our first camp. Came out to, you know, to come and support, but most importantly for what? Brotherhood. To keep that brotherhood good and strong. You understand? Nobody else understands this but in the ISUPK, but where the home of the truth is. Under Commander General Yohana. You understand? Let's we'll go ahead and drop that one. Go to the book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse 20. And of course, if you have any questions as we're going, feel free to raise your hand, ask, post it in the chat online. Go ahead, 1 John chapter 4, verse 20.
The book of 1 John, chapter 4 and verse number 20. Mm-hmm. If a man say, I love God, and hated his brother.
And hateth his brother. Read on.
He is a liar.
He's a what?
He is a liar.
He's a truther.
He is a liar.
I don't know, man. There should be camps out there, or I don't even want to call them camps. There should be people that are not in the UPK should be a little bit nervous about this, right? Go ahead and read on.
For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, how can he love God, who he have not seen?
Break that down for me,
So
I want you to break it down for me. Break down the verse for me. And then I want you to tell me where this, like a real world situation that this pertains to, with somebody who says that they love their brother, but they're lying. You understand what I'm asking?
You talking about it like
just the real world, period. Okay. The example is of your choosing.
Gotcha.
All right, go ahead. Break it down for me.
So, you know, first and foremost, from the top, it's saying, if a man say I love God and hate his brother, he is a liar. For he that loveth not his brother, whom he hath seen, because we're around our brothers all the time, right? And you see your brother, but the way love is, according to the Most High God, is actions.
Okay.
It's not just, hey, I love you. You have to show actions that you love your brother. So
okay,
it says, not his who he have seen, how can he love God who he have not seen? Because the Most High God, right? We didn't even, like ancient times, they got to actually I'm not gonna say see the Most High God, but they got to deal with him in levels we could never deal with him in this time. And
Okay. What do you mean?
Like how Moses was able to go up to Mount Sinai and come down with that light in his face. Mm-hmm. Things like on that level, like seeing how he got us out of Egypt. Okay. You know, those miracles.
So you don't think those things will happen again?
I know they will happen, but we right now are not going to be able to see that until.
Okay. I understand what you're saying. I'm just, yeah. I got you.
So it's brothers in the, like when I was in the world, right? Mm-hmm. Brothers will always take, I got your back, man. I you know, this, that, and the third. And then when things got real, they were nowhere to be found. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So brothers can say things with their mouth all they want, mm-hmm. but when it comes down, and there's actually a precept in an apocrypha where it talks about a friend is only a friend in time of his needs.
Right? Hey, if you want to pull that, go ahead and pull it. Come on. No, yeah, go ahead and pull that. Who's that? Hey, Shalom, how about you with us, sir? It's good to see you. So good to see you. Man, my hoodie is wet. Irritating.
So this is Ecclesiasticus chapter 6 and verse number 7. Okay. If thou wouldest get a friend, mm-hmm. prove him first, mm-hmm. and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
No, good.
And there is a friend who, being turned into enmity and strife, will discover thy reproach. It says again, some friend is a companion at the table, and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. But in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself, and will be bold over thy servants. So a lot of brothers, you know, they can say that they love you. A lot of brothers can say, you know, anything, but it's not about your words, it's about your actions, and that's how the Most High God works. He wants to see action. He don't want to see you talking about something.
Okay. So now you can use that verse, those verses, with this verse in 1 John 4:20, but I wouldn't say that it's like directly a precept for it, like a direct precept. You can use it in the way that you kind of just did, right? Because you got, all right. So let's start this from the top, right? 1 John 4:20. If a man say, I love God and hateth his brother, he is a liar. Now you got to think. You said that, of course, through his actions is how you know he hates his brother. You're right. Right? For he that loveth not his brother whom he has seen, how can he love God who he hath not seen? So like this isn't necessarily going in on necessarily the how would I say, like your example of the actions that you're actually doing. It's not necessarily like nitpicking on that. What is being declared is the fact that I see you and you're a black man just like me, right? Black, Latino, indigenous people just like me. You're Israel just like me. You're going through the same struggles that I'm going through, right? And I choose to hate you. When you and I have something in common, we're struggling together, but yet I choose to turn my back to you, right? But yet in that same exact breath, I'm saying that I love the Most High God, when at the end of the day, what are we supposed to do with our brothers and sisters? You're supposed to struggle together and you're supposed to prosper together. But you turning away from the one you're supposed to go through adversity with, and you're preferring the ones who are putting you, for one, through the adversity, but also two, people who hate you, people who are above you, people who are not They're not going through this. They will never understand what you are going through, black man, Latino man, and indigenous man. You understand? Then, of course, you got to also think, like, the Most High ain't going through that. You are just trying. The man that hateth his brother but claims that he loves God, that person loves white people. He loves his oppressor. You understand? He loves those that are in a higher place and a higher state because he loves to sit there and daydream about being in their position. In fact, they're even satisfied while they're daydreaming on that. They're simply just satisfied with just getting a good job, nigger. Right. Little pat on the hat. Throws you a little bit of bread. Good job, nigger. Keep on playing, dribbling that ball. Keep on singing and dancing and are doing whatever it is that you're doing to keep me entertained. That's what this is directly like speaking out on. And like I said, you're not wrong with where you went with it, but this is directly speaking on how can you hate somebody that is going through the same exact thing, the same exact struggles that you're going through, but claim that you love the Most High God when the Most High God he told together. We just read Zephaniah 2:1, right? Gather yourselves together, O nation not desired. So if we're the nation that's not desired, what does that also mean? It's the people who are going through struggles. Come together with your goddamn struggles. Because guess what happens out of that? You can't pay your rent. You can't pay your goddamn gas bill, your electric bill, and you got these babies. You really think that Commander General Yohana is going to allow you to freeze in your house? You really think that Commander General Yohana is going to let you and them babies go without food? No, because Commander General Yohana knows that we need to gather together. Our strength is with us. That's why we always say that brotherhood is a weapon. And what do you use weapons for? To destroy your enemy, right? Okay, we all understand that the so-called white man is our enemy. Our brotherhood will destroy him, literally. Because guess what? Our brotherhood, us gathering together, us coming together, is going to provoke the Most High to send Yahweh to come and save and bail our tails out. And Yahweh is just like, hey, I mean, I'm gonna be patient. I'm gonna do as you say, but like, I'm trying. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not speaking for him, but like, let's be real because we know that Yahweh loves us. He gave his fucking life. It's like he gave his life for us. You know what I'm saying? It's like for my language. He gave his life for us. So he's just, as soon as you give the word, I'm going. I'm bailing my people out. You get what I'm saying?
Go
ahead.
I remember I read a scripture in Revelations where it said he's on the cloud with a sickle in his hand, like waiting for the Most High to tell him it's time. And that's right there. It should show the people, like our people, that it's time to gather together. Like you're saying, it's time to take this more serious and stop playing around. Because when the time comes, when he does come, and you truly, didn't repent and try to make it right, like I want to see all my brothers and sisters make it to the other side.
Right.
But the Lord said He is not a false balance. I mean, whatever happens is going to happen. But just seeing that scripture, you should be like, man, let me get right. Let me make sure I'm getting ready.
Let me ask you this real quick, right? So, and of course, I'm asking this because of where you came from before you found the UPK. So, do you think that it's right to teach or how I want to say this? Do you think it's right to really teach or really big up and hold on to the 1/3, 2/3?
No.
Okay, why?
I feel like when it comes to the 1/3, 2/3, the reason we're going out there and doing these classes and doing what we're doing is because we're trying to make sure that our people can understand and come back to the fold.
Okay.
Right. Me personally, I don't want to see none of my brothers, none of my sisters get put to death or whatever.
Okay.
So when I see that scripture, I'm just, I would really want to, dive deeper into that. But for me personally, when I read it, it says 2/3 will be put to death of his people. So, I'm looking at it like, the Lord said it, it's most likely going to happen. But I don't.
Why do you say most likely?
Because the scripture says.
But why? But your word choice though was most likely. Why did you say most likely?
If I could, I'd just erase most likely then and just say that it is. It's the scripture says what it says, and if I can.
But what about Nineveh? Wasn't Noah commanded, or not Noah, Salaki, Jonah commanded to go and prophesy to Nineveh to tell them that in 30 days the Most High was going to destroy that the earth? Was it the earth or was it just Nineveh? Salaki, one of the two. That the Most High was going to destroy, was going to come in and destroy. I'll say that because I know I can be accurate with that. Let me get to that. The water, sir. I'm gonna get to that though. The Most High told him to go and prophesy this because this is what he was going to do. He was going to destroy Nineveh, but why didn't he destroy Nineveh?
I haven't got that far yet.
No sweat. He didn't destroy Nineveh because when Jonah got there, he started prophesying and hey, the Lord is going to do this. You need to get yourself right. Man, start following these laws, statutes, commandments. Quit being whores. Quit being a whoremonger. Quit selling drugs. Quit doing drugs. Quit doing all of these things, right? The Most High didn't destroy Nineveh. Why?
Honestly, because they repented.
Okay, they repented, but the Most High, we gotta always remember that the Most High is a being greater than us, right? Now, if your favorite team is them sorry ass Raiders, right? But if I have the ability, as a man to another man, whom of which are both lesser than the Most High God, to persuade you that, you know what, hey, this should be your favorite team. Or, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. I can persuade you. The fact that a man can persuade you, or slightly, the fact that you can change your mind, I mean, wouldn't that in some sense make you greater than the thing that created you, the creator that created you? Just think about that. You're talking about a linear, like with Christianity, they believe in a linear God who can only love, forgive, and be merciful, and quite frankly, is gay. Let's be honest. They tried to make the God of the Bible to be a homosexual. That's what they tried to do. Because I mean, like, I can only love, I can only be merciful, right? But also, he's unable to change his mind. And with that story, Jonah and Nineveh shows that the Most High has the ability to change his mind, just like we do. He can change his mind just like we. You just got to persuade me, nigga. Show me there's a reason to change my mind. And that's what was done in Nineveh. Jonah got everybody to act right. So the Most High said, you know what? I'm gonna stall y'all out. I ain't gonna destroy y'all there. I'm gonna let y'all keep on living. The 1/3 and 2/3 is the same exact Not the same exact, because I mean he might go through with 2/3, 1/3, and 2/3. But we don't teach that, because just like what you said, which was excellently put, this is how everybody in the UPK feels. I don't want there to be a 1/3, 2/3. I want all my brothers and sisters to enjoy the kingdom. I want all my sisters to be able, you understand, to have that rulership. You understand, to not necessarily rulership, Salakia, but for all of us to get that salvation, for all of us to be redeemed. You understand? For none of us to have to taste the metal of that sword. You know what I'm saying? Like you asked me earlier, like, what is brotherhood? That's brotherhood right there. That's brotherhood. You understand? So Officer Commandant, he has said fake Israelites teach the 2/3, but say they love God, but we say we want all Israel to make it. Exactly. See, literally what I just said, Salaki. But he actually said it first. I just didn't read it yet. Salakia, teach against. Right. Salakia. So we understand 1 John 4:20. All right, for sure. All right, so now we're gonna drop that. We're gonna move on to the book of 1 John, chapter 3, and verse 15. 3 and 15.
The book of 1 John, chapter 3, and verse number 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer. Read on. And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
All right. Break that down, young man.
So
now what we read was pretty cut and dry.
Right.
I want you to explain that to me, though.
So if you hate your brother, the Most High telling you that you're a murderer. And we know in the law that we cannot murder. But this is telling you can't murder. I mean, this is saying that you're a murderer because, and it's not telling you a murderer like in a physical sense of actually killing somebody, but in a way of you since you hate your brother, you basically might as well say that you're a murderer, because we're supposed to, like you said earlier, carry each other's burdens. We're supposed to be there for one another. We're supposed to truly have that brotherhood for one another. So your brother's out here going through all of this stuff, and you're just leaving him behind. That makes you a murderer. So the Lord is telling you right here, it says, and we know that you can't enter into that, that other side because you're a sinner. That's two sins. First, you're not keeping brotherhood, and you're a murderer.
Okay. All right. So, but how about this for size as well? Because you're right with the way that you put it. But what about the fact that it's our responsibility to make sure that you're doing right, right? So you're sinning, but because I hate you, it's like, let me take that off of the both of us. There's a brother that is sinning, and a brother knows that he's sinning, and knows that he needs to stop. That brother dies in his iniquity. Whose blood? Whose hands does his blood fall on? Precept.
Actually, another precept as well. If I can bring it up, but I'm gonna bring up that one.
Yeah, get that one first, and then we can tag yours.
It's the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3. And I'll start at verse 17. Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore, hear the words at my mouth and give them warning from me.
So he has made us a watchman unto Israel. Now, what is that saying?
We're supposed to be making sure our people are not, going off this.
Right. Don't be selfish and just worried about what you doing. Like, nah, y'all need to be checking each other. Go ahead.
Verse 18. When I say unto the wicked thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not a warning, nor speaketh to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
So, in other words, what is he saying? What is being said right there?
He's saying, like,
keep it flat, and keep it simple, and then you'll get the answer. Because I already know you was about to break it down. You was gonna break it down correctly, but I'm a dumb Christian, and think about what we just read and how I already laid it out. Match it up.
I'm trying to show you how the Most High is giving us the warnings of how we need to get together, keep these laws. And if I don't show you this, your blood's going to be on my hand. But not only are you going to die, I'm going to die for not,
I got to pay for this, and for the fact that I allowed you died because of me, technically. Right. Exactly.
Sure.
Now, continue reading, because there is that brotherhood part we do have to get.
Sure. Verse number 19. Yet, if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul.
So you saved yourself. You did your job. You did here. So like, see me one time, Bubba shot. You did what you were supposed to do. You understand? Which was, hey man, like you need to watch out for your brothers and sisters. You need to let them know. Now I know you are Thwada. I know you have an older brother. You have a younger brother. Where are you in the pecking order exactly?
I'm in the middle.
So you're second of three? Yes. Oh, okay. So your eldest brother, did y'all have that type of household where if you effed up or your younger brother effed up, he got effed up too, sure, even though he was nowhere to be found, sure, around that issue? Sure. But why did he get effed up?
Because he's the oldest. He's supposed to make sure we straight.
He's supposed to be putting y'all on game too. I'm the eldest of three. I went through that nonsense. Sure. That's how you know we niggas. Because that's slick. That's a spiritual thing, man. Like we get that from the Most. That's how the Most High has been dealing with us for thousands of years. You understand? The game ain't nothing new. It's our job to check each other. You understand? But we just gotta broaden our perspective on what family actually is, because we just think that, it only pertains to those that are blood. But when you become older, you actually realize that your real family is not the family that you're born into, but the family that you choose. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why, man, I prefer my UPK brothers over my blood brother, my blood sister. You understand? All of my blood relatives, I prefer the UPK because you know what? They're on one accord. We're all on one accord. I'm not about to allow somebody who refuses to stop eating pork or being with, women of another nation or men of another nation. And, whatever it is that they're doing, who can't stop putting a Christmas tree up in their house. Like why would I prefer somebody that's doing those things over people who are like, hey man, like this is what we're supposed to do. So I'm going to do what we're supposed to do. Like, does that make sense? You get what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we all know how the people in the world are. Like, since I've come into the truth, the further I get into the truth, the more that I learn, and the less that I do, that obviously I'm not doing anything worldly, but you know what I'm saying? The more that I'm like, yo, because my baby sister, her name is Lexi. I'm like, Lex, now you ain't supposed to be doing that, right? The more I'm on that, the less that she even wants to talk to me. Right. But we're blood, though. But let you do something wrong. Right. You gonna cut me off? No, you're welcome to correction. Right. You get what I'm saying? Why would I choose somebody who can only mess with me if I do the things that they like to do? Which all the things that you like to do pisses the Most High God off. You get what I mean? You get where I'm going with that? So, Laki, the The brother said Leviticus chapter 19, verse 17. Pull that the precept that you said you was gonna pull. That was the precept. Leviticus 19 and 17. See, look at that. This is an office, I believe. Salakia, so you still have 1,000, if I remember correct, right? I don't want to. If you're 5,000 in Salakia, but hey, look, see, you there? You there? Stay consistent. Go ahead and read that when you got a Bubba Kashai.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 19 and verse number 17.
Oh, you are 500? Damn. Well, you're welcome. I gave you a rank grade, Salakia. I'm just playing. Go ahead and read that.
Thou shalt not hate thy brother in thy heart. Thou shalt in any wise rebuke thy neighbor, and suffer and not suffer sin upon him. Right.
So now let us not. Okay. What's the difference between what Yahushai's message was in the New Testament versus what we're reading right now in the Levitical law? The Levitical law in the Old Testament. What's the difference? Who can tell me what the difference is? Thank you. There is no difference. Yahushai reiterated the same exact things that was the same exact laws in the Old Testament while the New Testament was being written. He kept that same, I really don't like saying it, but doctrine. He kept that same doctrine going into, while he walked the earth, while he was, while he was being, his how would I say? Because I don't want to say walk, man. That sounds Christian as hell. While he was doing his work and his work was being documented, he was the work was the law, the same law that we read that Moses jotted down for us to keep. It's the same thing. You understand? And mind you, what did Yahushua say about the laws? He gave us the two most important laws. What are they?
To love the Most High with all your heart and love your brother as soon as you love yourself.
That's what the entire law is. It's just fearing the Most High God, obeying the Most High God, and then loving your brother like how you love yourself. So that you would prefer your own over others. You understand? I think hold on. Let me see. It's a murderer, and you know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him. So now break down that last part of that verse, that no eternal life abideth in him. Why?
Someone in Ezekiel?
No, we're going back to 1 John 3 and 15. It's like
because a murderer can't enter into life.
Why not?
Because that's a sin.
Bring out the commandment.
Bring out the commandment? Come on.
Yeah, simple as that. Mind you're not allowed to hate your brother, let alone murder your brother.
Right.
You understand? All right, so let's go ahead and drop that. Now we're going to go to the book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse 22. And again, if any of y'all have any questions, feel free to post them in the chat. Raise your hand in the classroom, and we'll get to that.
The book of Matthew, chapter 5 and verse number 22. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And whosoever shall say to his brother, Raka, shall be in danger of the council. But whosoever shall say, thou fool, shall be in danger of hellfire.
All right, let's read that from the top, right? So break that down from the top. But I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. Who give me an example of this.
Hating on your brother?
Yeah, give me an example of that.
Like you see your brother growing and getting great, through whatever the case may be, and you're, in the background coveting or being angry because he's going further along than you are, you're still where you're at. You have no cause to be angry at your brother. He did not sin against you or do anything against you to where you have to, take it up with, counsel. You're just mad at him for no damn reason.
Right. Like there's no reason to be mad. Right. No, exactly. But my example with damn near is pretty much the same thing. Just on a bigger, how would you say, like a bigger scale. These fake camps, they love to sit there and hate on the ISUPK. But the crazy thing is I mean, shit, from what at least that I've met myself in person, to my knowledge as well, you one of the very few people that took the time to be like, hey, you know what? Let me go check them out for myself, because y'all ain't doing nothing. Right. Let me go check them out for myself, and I will decide. Right. I'll make the decision for myself that, you know what, whether or not these brothers should receive the hate that they're getting, which, like what we discussed on the car right here, a little bit. I mean, is the hate warranted? Is the hate that we receive from these other camps and Christian churches and whatnot, is it warranted? Is it deserved?
Oh, nah. They're doing it without a cause. They don't even understand.
I don't even understand. Because the funny, crazy thing is Commander General Yohana puts out he reiterates the decree every year, particularly during the time when we're closing in on Passover. Let everybody know, hey, Zephaniah 2:1. All camps are ordered to come back together. We waiting on y'all. While we're waiting on y'all, the Most High is waiting on us. What's that sound like? Y'all trying to kill the messenger. Y'all trying to kill the middleman. We waiting on you. You hating on us because of what? Oh, because I'm teaching you what the Most High says about the fact that we can have more than one wine. You want to hate on me because of that? You want to hate on me because I'm telling you that you're not supposed to eat pork? Like, y'all seen that video where the dude was like prideful about it too with Thanksgiving. Like, it was damn near pork in it. I think there might have been one dish in that layout that had no pork in it. And everything else, and he pridefully cut himself a piece, ate that doggone pork. Like, you wicked bastard, man. That was terrible. That was crazy. That's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, we waiting on you. You feel me? But yet, while I'm waiting on you to get your nonsense together, you want to be upset and angry with me. So at the end of the day, mind you, this is written in red, which means Howard Shai speaking. So shut the hell up and listen. You understand? It says, but I say unto you that whosoever is angry with his brother without a cause shall be in danger of the judgment. So in other words, you lavender boys and you pedophiliacs and all you just disgusting ass camps that's outside of the ISUPK, y'all are putting yourselves in danger of the judgment on top of, just the judgment of the lack of brotherhood, on top of, the wickedness that you're partaking in. You understand? Let's read on from that. And whosoever shall say to his brother Rakah shall be in danger of the council. Look up the word Rakah. Because again, like I said in the beginning of the class, if there's something that we don't know, if there's something that we're unfamiliar with, we're we make sure that we are 100% certain. We make sure that we're 100% right. You understand? We're not gonna, I'm not gonna just read through and pretend like I can insert a sentence to make sense of what rakah is, you're in danger of counsel. No, this is a classroom. You understand? This is a classroom for y'all to actually understand everything that is being read. You understand? You got it?
I have the blue letter.
Go ahead, read it when you got it.
It says the online of biblical usage: empty, senseless, empty-headed man, a term of reproach used among the Jews in the time of Christ. Strong's definition: empty one, thou worthless. That's a term of.
There you go. So if you sitting there saying that, you know what, nigga, you ain't shit. Right. You in danger of the council, mind you. Again, who is reading it? Who's saying this? Yahushua Mashiach. So, of course, because that's sister's favorite goddamn term to describe us brothers. It sounds like somebody's in danger of the council. Which, if you have counsel, what else are you in danger? What else are you naturally in danger of as well? We just read it. We just read it. There's a word that we just read. Judgment. Because there's going to be a counsel that it's like there's going to be a judgment that proceeds after the judgment, especially if you are wrong. You understand? Let's read on.
But whosoever shall say, "Thou fool," shall be in danger of hellfire.
Now, explain that one to me. Why are you in danger of the hellfire? And then, what is the hellfire? Are you literally going to be sent to the Earth's core and be tormented by some devil with a tail and a pitchfork?
That's the missiles. All these, the Lord gonna send all these missiles, and you're gonna be a part of that destruction.
So, okay, so this scripture, what Yahushua said there, doesn't pertain to the people that were breathing at the time that he said it. There ain't no missiles at that time.
I don't know.
Don't overthink it. What is hell? We'll start there. What's hell?
The grave.
The grave. Okay, that's one. What else is hell?
Lower state.
Okay, a lower state. We're in hell right now. But what is it? What is hell though? You say it's a lower state. Like, okay, again, I'm a dumb Christian. Like, the hell?
Basically,
I can lay down prone or supine and I'm at a lower state.
Yeah. Basically, living, I would say in poverty, like you're gonna always be struggling. You'll always be going through something instead of actually getting the blessings.
Okay, so like I get what you're saying, but Nizam Anna. I believe this is a sister. If it's not, Salakia. I'm assuming it's a sister because your name means jewel. Says it's conditions. It's your conditions. So like you said, it's a lower state, right? But think of it like this. You can be in a low state, but it not be so bad. You might have poverty. But it's, your poverty isn't so bad. How is that possible though? How is that possible? What I just said, how is that possible? How can you be in a low state but have heaven? Thank you. Give yourself a fucking hand. God, that was excellent. Brotherhood. You are in a low state, so-called Negro, Latino, and indigenous man and woman. You are in a low state for now. But if you want heaven, You want to taste of what heaven is going to be like. You want to experience it for yourself. Quit being goddamn selfish. Leave that Christian church alone. Leave those doggone Christian Israelite schools alone as well. Come to the Lord's Passover in Durham, North Carolina, April 20th. You will experience heaven. Even though that you're in a time, you are in a low state of poverty. You're in a low state of, man, the world is coming against you. The world is fighting you. The world is keeping you down. But you can still experience heaven. And it's going to be something greater than any type of heaven that any of these other nations that are oppressing us now could ever experience. You understand? You can experience that now. Join the ISUPK. You want to get a good goddamn penicillin shot straight to the ass with a straight cure? Come to the Passover in Durham, North Carolina, April 20th. Reach out to your respective camp leaders for any more details. But y'all understand? You will get that. So that's why what the sister said, oh no, Most High Christ, no, exactly. What the sister said, it's hell is conditions. That's what I wanted you to say. Because you can be in a low state, but you can still experience heaven. Just think about what King David said. He said, you know what? Let me be the doorman. Just let me be in the kingdom. I'm cool with just being a goddamn doorman. I'll be a bellboy. Yes, Salakia, sir. Can I pour you another drink? Just let me be in heaven. You get what I'm saying? Low state. But you in heaven, though. You understand what I'm saying? Hell is a condition. What you going through, this oppression that we are enduring, mind you, together. This is why it's so important. Zephaniah 2:1. That's why we started Zephaniah 2:1. Man, all this nonsense that's going on, man, we got doggone COVID going on. We got these flus that's spreading around. We got World War III brewing up. I actually had I should have started a class with these doggone articles that I got because China is over there. They just got satellite images on what China built up to simulate a naval battle with America. They built some crap up so that they can basically get a thorough strategy on how to fight America. Now, you know, when these two superpowers fight, this shit's over. It's done. It's done. This kingdom is done. But guess what follows? Guess what goddamn follows? Yahushua being in his goddamn rightful throne, ruling over this earth. Black men, Latino men, indigenous men ruling this earth, having domain over this earth. You understand? And like the sister said, man, brotherhood is truly a weapon. Because, hey, I believe she just now slipped tuning in. So she missed what I said earlier. What is our brotherhood a weapon against? Yeah, of course, it'll fight the other nations. But guess what else it fights? The fact it fights the condition of hell. You understand? It fights your poverty. It fights your poverty. It fights your hunger. It fights your needs that are not able to be accommodated for. It fights that because now your needs are met because of brotherhood. Y'all understand? That's why brotherhood is so goddamn important. You right, sis. Kwam Yasha Allah. God damn it. You understand? So lock you. Nah, I get passionate about my classes. You know what I'm saying? But So whosoever shall say thou fool shall be in danger of hellfire. That hellfire, you got to think that like it literally burns to be in this condition. It sucks. Let's be real. Being burnt alive up until your nerves get burnt off, that's some excruciating ass pain. You ever touch something like buku hot? You ain't know what's hot. Whether it's a stove or a hot rock, whatever the hell it is, well, that shit burns. That shit hurts. You understand? So in other words, the condition that you are going to go through is, man, it will be an affliction, a terrible affliction for you calling somebody a fool. He said, whosoever shall say thou fool. Now, of course, is that basically saying that in the Christian term of a curse word or a bad word, a vulgar word, are we not supposed to say fool? Like call somebody a fool? Like you're not supposed to call them a see you next Tuesday? Is it saying it in that context? What context is it saying that we should not be calling somebody else a fool? Think about the verse. So look, this is like one of the biggest cheat codes with whenever you get asked a question in one of these classes, right? In any UPK class. Think about first and foremost what the topic is, because obviously there's a reason why this verse got brought out because of the topic. Then secondly, always try to stay focused on what the verse has already said. Because I don't want to give you too much. I want you to think for yourself. I want you to learn. We not like them fake camps, man. So like, I'm a forever mess, man. You gonna be a captain of 13,000. I'll still be a 500, and I'ma still mess with you.
So it's like you basically being angry with your brother for no cause. You're saying things behind his back. You're just doing all this negative stuff.
You're doing it with no cause. You calling somebody a fool for no doggone reason. Exactly. Exactly. Give yourself a hand. Give this young man a hand, man. Excellent. Yeah, for you to sit there and call somebody a fool. I mean, and of course, we're to even apply some more context. That fool, the one who's being called a fool, is you. That's them brothers that what were they called again? The 12 stone. The 12 stone. Them calling you a fool for joining the ISUPK. For you deciding that, you know what, I'm actually gonna get my shit together. And them saying that you're a fool because of that. They're in danger of that hellfire. Because you know what the funny thing is? Nigga, you the fool. And we know that the Most High is going to, like, hey, no, hold on. You trying to talk shit about one of mine? You trying to do something to one of mine? Oh, you think he a fool? I'm gonna show you what a fucking fool is. I'm gonna show you what a fool is. Why you still with your 12 stones of goddamn Hamas? Like, you understand? I'm gonna show you a fool. I'm gonna show you a fool so well you can look in the mirror and realize that you the goddamn fool. And this brother right here is a wise man. If you don't mind, just really quick, this brother said something to me that was so heavy, right? About why he wanted to, with him wanting to come into the ISUPK and whatnot. And one thing that he said that really stood out, that I got buku respect and admiration for this brother, right? He said that, he left the fake camp that he was in because he didn't feel like, they was doing the work. So he wanted to drop all of that dropped the rank that he had, dropped the respect that he had, dropped everything that he had acquired. And he just wanted to be a blank sheet of paper. And he wanted to just shut the F up and learn and actually learn. That's what this brother told me. Listen, he a young man and I got him high admiration. You understand? Let's get a young man a hand just real quick. You understand? That what you did was honorable and admirable as well. I'm being for real. I'm being sincere. I'm being genuine. Like, I applaud you. You understand, man? Just don't drop this goddamn sword. Cause I might come find you and attack you. All right. Back to class, right? All right, so let's drop that. We're gonna go to the book of Slacky before we move on. Y'all understand this? Y'all understand that breakdown? Matthew 5 and 22. We got a full understanding. All right, Most High in Christ. Drop that, go to the book of Matthew, chapter 18 and verse 15. 18 and 15. And the sister has said, and this is an excellent thing to bring out, it's not being disrespectful to check a brother if it's needed. I mean, if you got to check a brother, it is needed. You understand? You are 100% right, though, sis. If it is not being disrespectful, you understand? It's a requirement. If a brother needs to be checked, he needs to be checked. And same thing with sisters. It's not just brothers. What is needed, though, is for you to put your stupid ass feelings away. Take the check-in. Kind of a kind. All right, and you know what? In reality, you can be checked by a man that you outrank. Don't get that twisted. You understand? You can be checked. It's just not going to be the same way. You know, you can still check a man above you respectfully. Like, well, it's a Lakia, sir. Like, hey, man. Like, what Muhammad has said, he used this example in the class, was it last Thursday or last Monday? Where it's a Lakia, sir. Like, that's my wife. That's my car. Like, it's a Lakia, sir. Like, I need you to chill. You effing up my car. You hollering at my that's my rib. You know what I'm saying? You can do it respectfully. You offended me, sir. Like what you said was left. I need you to at least apologize or whatever. This is what I need you to do. Man, you can do that. You understand? There is a time, or so like there is a way to do all things. It doesn't matter just because they outrank you or same rank as you. Listen, at the end of the day, what comes first? What comes first at the end of the day? Your rank or what? Brotherhood outranks rank. Right. God damn it. Like in the East House military, they always say, like, whenever we go to the shooting range, you know, nobody outranks the safety officer. I used to look for motherfuckers. I could do something stupid, so I like your ass, especially if I like you. But nah, nobody outranks brotherhood. What's more important than, me, Khan, is, hey, nigga, you did something you trespassed me. Now, of course, there's a time and place. Like, don't air the brother out in front of everybody. But you get what I'm saying? It's like, I know I'll be getting sidetracked. And, see, the sister sound like she can fight. She ready. She'll duke it out with somebody. She said, learn to take it on the chin and shut up. Are you right? Nah, this is the 100% right. Like Most High in Christ. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is, man. Just take it to the chin. Shut the hell up. Because you know what the crazy thing is especially with like somebody like me, I can speak for myself on this, right? Man, and this was even when I was in the world. Like, if you just give me my 10, 15 minutes of being mad, like, dude, whatever you did, unless you did like some outrageous left, like you over here trying to, you know, assault me, or you know what I'm saying? Like, you give me my 5, 10, 15 minutes, you know, depending on levels, you know. So here you got 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you give me my time, like, dude, it's not that deep. Because one thing that my pops always, you know, he always taught me, he always said to me, like, man, it's never worth it to go to sleep angry. It takes more energy to be angry than it does to just leave it alone. It is what it is. You're allowed to be angry. Get upset. Who cares? But to sit there and linger on it, like really think about it. When you sit there and try to focus on any thought, nigga, that shit tiring. That shit consumes energy. Because if you somebody like me, like I'm not diagnosed yet. I need to go get diagnosed. But I still think I got ADD. But I'd be sitting there, you know, thinking, reading, having a conversation with somebody, and somewhere in the middle of it, I'll start thinking about something else. You know, I'm not gonna give you a list of things, but you get what I'm being stupid. But no, for real, I start thinking about something else. Like, oh, did I lock my car? Oh, wait, Slacker, what'd you say? Oh, did I leave the stove on? Oh, wait, Slacker, what'd you say? Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? But to sit there and just be like, man, this dumbass. Because mind you, when I get upset, I process it through my head, like why I'm at. And then it's like, okay, hold on, but why would he do this? And I've always done this ever since I was in the world. Like, okay, but why? Maybe he didn't understand this. Maybe, like, I calm myself down. All right, now I'm a little bit more level-headed. Hey, why? Why did you do what you did? Now you say something wrong. Now I'm back to being angry. But a lot of times, let's be real. Most of the time, we get upset about shit because we misunderstood something. A lot of times, that's what it really is. We misunderstood it. And then decide to just be goddamn bitter. Right. Like Salaki, you know, I gotta air y'all sisters out. And a lot of y'all buku guilty of that. That's why y'all don't be, you know, y'all don't want to let a man see his daughter, his children, because you bitter about something stupid that you misunderstood. Because the one thing that was, you know, the one misunderstanding was, bitch, it wasn't him. It was you. It was a you problem. You're hard to deal with. As much as you love to tell yourself that you ain't that bad to deal with, all you got to do is just pipe me down and feed me and just tell me I'm beautiful. Shut the hell up. No, y'all goddamn problem. But you know what? I'm not just gonna keep it on the sisters though. A lot of, you know, brothers too. Brother get too goddamn bold and, you know, in their manliness. Well, listen, I don't believe in fighting clean, bro. I'll bust you in your kneecap. You ain't gonna walk again. No, but you know what I'm saying? Like, we all have, you know, it's important to take that time to just calm down and like, hey man, maybe the issue was me. There might be something I misunderstood. You get what I'm saying? All right, so like, see, there I go again. I love to get sidetracked. I need to have somebody just like throw a paper airplane or something like that. Like, hey, nigga, that says stay on track on like a blimp in the room. Stay on track. Hey, that'd be kind of cool to have a little blimp thing. Stay on track in lights. Yeah, it's Salagi. The book of Matthew, chapter 18, verse 15. But you know what? My thing is, I just want to make sure that y'all understand. Like, I know I'm a goofy dude, and I kind of, you know, have my own way of teaching with, you know, because Salagi, I'm always gonna be me, Salagi. But I just want to make sure that y'all do understand with what I'm laying down. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and read that when you got it, Baba Kashah.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 18, and verse number 15.
Uh-huh.
Moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, Go and tell him his faults between thee and him alone. If he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother.
Cut and dry. Very simple, right? This right here, what Yahushua is telling us right here is, like I've been saying, man, like it will prevent 99% of all of our animosity that we have amongst ourselves within Israel, within the Latino. Like, just leave it at the Negroes and the Latinos. What the fuck is really our beef? Let's be real. Let's really think about this. Brainstorm, put our thinking caps on. What really is our beef with one another? It's not like we had a relationship that's similar to Moab and Ammon. You familiar with who they are? Ammon, the Japanese, they oppress their brothers. That little tiny ass island oppressed China. I always thought that was crazy when I learned that. But it's not like Judah and Issachar have that. It's not like Benjamin and goddamn Asher had that issue. You get what I'm saying? We wasn't sitting there oppressing Mexico. So what really is our beef? What is it? Now we know the reason why we have beef. What is it? You're not in your head. Yeah, I know why.
I would say because the Jeroboam and Rehoboam situation.
You said the jailbone?
Jeroboam and Rehoboam.
Jeroboam? I've never heard of that. What is Jeroboam? Is that like dark skin?
No.
I'm don't laugh at me. No, I'm playing. No, wait, I've never heard that. I've never heard Jeroboam. I've heard Redbone. What is Jeroboam?
Jeroboam is a person in the scriptures where basically he was going to be the ruler. He was in Judah's side.
Okay.
And they were coming to him and saying, hey, your father, he was this way towards us. Can you be a little bit lighter towards us? And he went to get counsel from the elders, and they told him, just be cool with him. But then he didn't listen to their counsel.
Okay.
And went to the younger people and was like, what y'all think I should do?
No, I've heard that stuff. Okay.
And that's when he was just like, no, you should go harder on them. And
right.
And told them, it was like, we don't want to deal with y'all no more. We don't care about you. We're going to do our own thing.
Right. Okay. See, look at you. You teaching me my own class. Goddamn 4 to 7. Okay, so shit, Salaki. Let me get back. So you're saying that's what it is because they went to he went to the wrong people. Like, okay, so I'm not following how that would compare.
I'm just saying, like, that's where it started, and on a spiritual level, because right now we don't understand why. Like, why are we beefing? We don't understand it. But if you go into the scriptures, you see, okay, maybe Judah can be some prideful people. I'm gonna just be real.
Can be I'm very prideful.
Very prideful. And in the northern kingdom, the ones that are not understanding what this truth is, they look at it and they say, these brothers are very this and that. They talk about, just like how we went through Matthew 5:22. You're blaming your brother without a cause. Like, you just see or hear what you hear, and now you're thinking that all Judah is just the same way. And really, we just need to learn how to love one another and have that brotherhood towards one another.
Okay, I mean, I see where you're going with it, but like more so with what my question was. Our animosity with our Northern Kingdom brothers comes from our oppressors. Like, And I actually thought that's where you were going with Jerry Bone was, you know, because I was thinking like Jerry Bone, Red Bone, like, okay, it's light skin, dark skin. Like I thought that's what you was going with it, like slick. I mean, it makes sense, don't it? Jerry Bone, Red Bone. Like, so hold on. It's like, wait, we hating on niggas with Jerry curl, little dark skinned ass nigga with Jerry curl. But because ultimately that is what it comes down to. Because think about it, you really think that the whole dark skin, light skin animosity was created amongst ourselves directly? No. Dark skin naturally hates light skin because generally light skin was the house nigga. And the dark skin was a field nigga. Motherfucker, if you was in there with goddamn AC and pleasing women, like, I'd be mad too. Like, this ain't fair. Like, I'm sitting here picking cotton and you picking draws. Like, that's BS. It's Salaki. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's for sure not fair. And all of that started from, you know, like they divided us amongst ourselves. Like, oh, but basically they told us, you know, our oppressors told us, like, hey, you're good looking and you're only good for work. You know what I'm saying? And of course, you know, I'm honestly not 100% hip to all of how Issachar, Reuben, Simeon, and all of them were dealt with. Like, you know, keep it a butt. But at the end of the day, we all know that we was divided from each other. Because, you know, even though that we have all this animosity and beef, if you actually read through the history records, it actually shows how much Mexico actually helped free us from slavery. How they would try to bail us out. Or not bail us out, but, you know, they would run raids on us. They would come and buy us. Yeah, sure. And like, I always thought that was the funniest thing is how like white folk will bring up like, oh, but you know, Mexicans and Native Americans and even niggas, like you bought each other, enslaved each other. Nigga, we wasn't dealing with each other like that though when we owned our own. A lot of times somebody got bought and it was like a fish. You caught and release. It's like, hey, but you don't know how to move in this world. Like, bruh, I got you. Like, I own you, but like, I got you. Like, just do some work for me. Like, do some work for me. I'm gonna teach you some shit, and I'm gonna let you. Like, we'll work on getting you your papers. You get what I mean? Like, it's same. I think it's just crazy how selective it is with the information that they're willing to release to us. Like, oh no, you know, white people ain't all that bad because Mexicans enslaved Mexicans too, and enslaved black people and Native Americans too. Yeah, but it wasn't the same. Right. And then of course they love to say, oh well, white people enslaved the Irish, but it wasn't the same. They weren't even called slaves. God damn it, they were servants. Nigga, like. Crazy. This is crazy. It's a lot. See, there I go again, getting sidetracked. But so back on topic. Salakia, y'all. I know I'll be doing this. So moreover, if thy brother shall trespass against thee, and go and tell him his fault between thee and him alone, if he shall hear thee, thou hast gained thy brother. Man, let a brother know. If somebody trespasses against you, again, like I was saying earlier. Do not let rank put any type of fear or don't let anything be an obstacle when it comes to brotherhood. Nothing should ever be an obstacle. Doesn't matter what his rank is. It doesn't matter how big he is. bruh, let him know, like, nigga, you offended me, bruh. And at the end of the day, if he'll like what Yahweh said, if he hears you, you gained the brother. Because what's gonna come out of that if he hears you? I ain't like Salakia. I like, bruh, I didn't even mean it like that to keep it a buck with you. Like what I said earlier, again, it was a misunderstanding of what was said, what was done, what have you. It was just a misunderstanding. And you want to hold a grudge over a misunderstanding? That's
not to hold a grudge.
That's crazy. That's why it's like that's gay. That's gay as hell. And we ain't on TikTok, so, so like, that's so gay. You gonna sit there and hold a grudge over a misunderstanding? Like, never forget the fact that it's okay to get worked up and get upset about something. But to sit there and hold on to something and hold that thing against that person before they even have the opportunity to explain themselves, like, bruh, you gay. What Riley say? Nigga, you gay. Because the crazy part, you say so, like, I know I'm at this point, I'm kind of reiterating it, but it's like the more I think, like, it's infuriating because it's something that plagues our people so much, so bad that, like, you can't just simply just say, hey, nigga, like, you don't even have to say, hey, man, I want an apology. Just like, yo, what did you mean by what you just said? Why did you just do what you just did? Give an opportunity to give an opportunity to explain themselves. Because you sitting there with a burrowed fro, a burrowed eyebrow. Like, for all you know, you just misinterpreted what the hell was going on. So you mad because of something that wasn't even directed towards you. That's crazy to me. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and read on.
Verse 16. But if he will not hear thee, then take with thee one or two more, that in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses every word may be established.
So you understand what that is, right? Sure. All right, so explain it to me.
So if the brother, if he like ain't trying to hear what you got to say, then you go and you get 2 other brothers or 1 other brother, 3 other, however you choose it, and to bring them to see and be a witness to, look, I tried to, actually talk to the brother. I tried to, figure out what the situation was. They can be there as a witness to see that he wasn't even trying to deal or he didn't care about the situation.
Not necessarily just as a witness. So, like, this right here, this is counsel. I'm taking you to counsel, right? So during that counsel, you've got 2 or 3 who are listening in and taking account of everything that's being said, and then of course being weighed. You understand? Like, because at the end of the day, it could be right, sis, to judge the matter. Because at the end of the day, what you like, the reason why the brother don't want to hear you is because, like, you over here wilding, like, you tripping over nothing. You making something, you're making something out of nothing, right? And so that's what needed, the witnesses for. Like, I had a counsel where, my rib, she had an issue with me. And I thought I was 100% in the right. 100% in the right. I was like, you know what? We'll go together. She even said, like, no, we ain't got to go to counsel. I was like, no, we're going to go to counsel because if I'm wrong, like, I don't want to put you in this situation, in all fairness. But of course, saying all this, I'm thinking I'm in the right. But still, nonetheless, I am a man who how do you say? I'm a man who not appreciates his honor. Like, how would you say that? I'm a man of honor. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man of honor and a man who actually cares about his goddamn reputation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, of course, like I told her, hey, you know, naturally, if the counsel goes in your way, either way, I'm gonna follow the counsel. Because I recognize that, hey, you know what, even though I felt this strong about what my decision is, I could be wrong. And if the counsel says I need to do, you know, basically accommodate for you, then that's what I'm gonna do. And accommodate. But you get what I'm saying? Like, counsel doesn't even necessarily have to be because I'm offended. Counsel should be used and damn near abused to make sure that you're not doing something wrong to somebody else. It's not even supposed, it shouldn't even always be something about the wrong being done to you. You should make sure. That's one thing that we say in the ISUPK. Don't be sure, make sure. Do you understand what I'm saying with that? Like, don't be sure, man. Like, you think you got it. You think you're right. Just double tap it. Just make sure. And there's nothing wrong with that. But hey, it is what it is. I was wrong. All right, man. I got to eat this one then. Apologize to it and make, you know, adjusted fire. Made my adjustments. You get what, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But so in the midst of that, you're going to somebody else to listen. You get two or three to listen. So then that way they can listen on the matter, take the notes, this, that, and the other, and let you know. Like, no, why you was wrong. And this is also what you can do to fix that. It's counsel. Right? It's counsel at the lowest level. Because we are going to read counsel on a higher level. Read on.
Come on.
So like here first. Does that make sense though? Come on. Okay, read on.
Verse 17. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church.
So if he neglects to hear them, who is the them?
The 2 or 3 witnesses.
Right. Whatever their decision is, whatever the council ruling is, that judgment. Hey, no, you was wrong. So in this case, this brother was wrong, right? Or, you know, to, you know, this small story that I shared, I was wrong. But I said, nah, F that. Like, we're doing Passover with my family the way that I'm saying I'm doing. Like, F all that. Like, I don't give a damn how you feel. All right? Like, okay. Well then, read on.
Says, but if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto thee as an heathen man.
Oh, no. If he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. Right. Now, so what? I got to go find T.D. Jakes and tell everybody in this mega church? What is a church?
I would say,
what is a church? Just to help you out a little, you know, a little subtle hint. Don't be sure. Make sure. All right, the boy. Sister gave an answer, but I do want the young man to see for himself. Salakia. Because in here we do highly encourage to the point where it's not necessarily an order, but borderline to always self-research. Always be in that habit of making sure. But you are right, sis. You are 100% correct. So you think you being slick because you ain't, you know, if you did, then I just didn't see it in Salakia. But you think you being slick and you ain't report, you know, that you was checking in with such a, your husband being as high ranking as he is. Because I remember you from last time. I do remember you from last time. I believe your husband is either a 5K or he a captain. So, you ain't slick. I know you know your stuff. I know that household is being taught. Well, excellent response. Most High Christ. Found it?
Yep. Says church. The English word.
So, all right. So when we treat the outsourcing of books the same way that we treat, the Bible, so that way anybody that's online is able to source it from themselves. So with this is the Zondervan's pictorial, Zondervan's pictorial Bible dictionary. Read what the title is, what the book that you're reading from, and then pay what the page number is, and then the word. That way, if anybody else has the pictorial, because there's also the compact as well. But you know what I'm saying? That way, anybody that's online is able to follow and track with you. But go ahead.
This is the Zondervan Illustrated Bible Dictionary.
All right.
And it's page 284.
Okay.
The word is church.
Okay.
It says the English word church, also Scottish, is derived from the Greek adjective kairos,
okay,
signifying the Lord's or belonging to the Lord in the New Testament. However, church translates a different Greek term, Ecclesia, Strong's G1711, from a verb meaning to call out. This noun was originally employed in secular Greek society to denote an assembly or congregation of free citizens summoned or called.
Back it up.
Says this noun was originally employed.
So it's a noun. Read on.
Was employed in secular Greek society to denote an assembly or congregation.
An assembly or congregation, read on,
of free citizens summoned or called out by a herald in connections with public affairs.
So in other words, what is a church?
Assembly or congregation?
It's when we gather together. Like, so you'll see that a lot of brothers really don't like to use congregation, just because, like Christianity, like a lot of the words that like Christianity are these fake Israelite camps, the taint that they put on, these words, we try to steer away from, like, because technically there's nothing wrong with saying something like all praises to the Most High. There's nothing wrong with saying that. It's just, at the end of the day, we don't want to be affiliated with anybody else. There's nothing wrong with saying hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? But that's a Christian thing. It's tied to Christianity so heavy that we don't want to even give off the image of being Christian in the slightest. Like, does that make sense? So a church, like what the sister said, it's the body of the school. But like from what you said, it's us. It's when we congregate. It's us coming together. You get what I'm saying? So, so now it's saying if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. So tell it unto the assembly. Tell it unto those, basically the council. like the big council, pretty much the generals. Now you're dealing with the fucking generals. And I've never been a part of that. I've heard some stories. If you brave enough, you braver than me. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I know me and, man, I don't need to be in that situation. I don't need to be in that situation. It's like, oh, hold on. Salakia, to be honest, I just learned it by listening to this class, sir, by hearing and applying practical knowledge. Simplified. Oh, damn, Salakia sis did, am I mistaking you for somebody else? Are you not married to a man in the school? Salakia, to be honest, I just learned it by listening to this class. But Most High in Christ that I'm teaching somebody something. Most High in Christ. At least I know I'm doing somewhat of my job. I was just poking earlier, but if I misspoke, then Salakia sis. And if I offended you, then Salakia as well. But moving on, because I know there is a delay. Go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 17. Says, but if he neglect to hear the church,
Most High in Christ says,
let him be unto thee as an heathen man and a publican.
Now, do you understand that?
Let him be as a heathen man.
So start from the start. Start from the top. And if he shall neglect to hear them, tell it unto the church. Right. So we understand. We're basically talking about the generals right here. Right. But if he neglect to hear the church, let him be unto it as an heathen man and a publican. Do you understand that? If he doesn't want to listen to the generals, this is how we're going to deal with him. How is it that we're going to deal with him? What's a heathen man? What's a publican?
Won't be a part of the school.
Yeah. No, we're gonna deal with you like you of another nation. You're not one of us. You don't want to listen to us. You don't want to abide by our customs. So, I mean, you want the bloodline, but you want to act like Esau. Right. Like these things don't apply to you. Right. That's basically what that's saying. You are one of us, but you want to be one of them. Right. Because it doesn't apply to them. The law does not apply, Salakia, to the other nations. Right? Salakia says, I don't even know how to say that word. I'm not even going front. So, of course, naturally, I don't even know what that means. Salakia. Feel free to let me know in the chat what that word is and means. Because Salakia, it looks like deuces, but that's not how you spell deuces. Or is it? Or am I just illiterate? Be gone. Oh, it is deuces. Y'all ever see like a word, a simple ass word, and you like, yo, I know how to spell that, but that is not how, that don't look right. Then you damn near Google it and you're like, no, that is right. But it just looked funky. That's what deuces just look like to me. Salakia says. All right, so we are coming up on that our time mark. So I'm gonna wrap it up. We can continue this class next week. If y'all got any questions that you guys want me to go over next week, feel free to hit up the ISUPK Las Vegas Facebook page. You can send a message, and like if there's anything that you want me to go over in particular, I can start off my next class with said questions, with said topic, which also is beneficial towards me because then it allows me to prepare for your question and in the topic of which you want me to go over. Wait, I think I had the same issue last time. I don't think I have the security announcements anymore. I don't. My freaking phone auto-deleted them. All right, no sweat. So I got to get the security announcements again. So we'll start that back up next week. Most High Crisis, the water. Glad that you were in the class. So with that, Shalom Yahweh Shem Yahweh Thumb to the brother. Shalom Yahweh Shamar. Alatha by Shem Yahweh to the sisters. With that, class dismissed.